Aloha, everyone. Jody Mountain here with Lineage of Light Retreats, working with ancient Lomi Lomi on the island of Maui. So I wanted to share a story today that some of you might have heard before. It's kind of a parable or something that goes around every once in a while. And it's about this person who was seeking the truth. And excuse me, he went to many different teachers and enlightened people and leaders and asked the question, what is the one thing you can tell me that will help me in any and every moment of my life? And he heard different things and nothing satisfied him, and nothing was really getting to the root of the answer for him. And so he heard about this one sage sitting on top of a mountain. And so he made the arduous journey all the way up to the top of the mountain and said to the wise man, what is the one thing that you can tell me that will help me in any and every moment of my life? And the wise man said, pay attention. Pay attention. You might have heard that story before. It's been around for a while. So I wanted to talk about attention today and what we do with our attention, and also that there might be different kinds of attention. So, or attention coming from different places inside of us. So there is possibly many different kinds of attention, but I'd like to talk about two of them right now. And one is receptive attention, and one is outgoing attention. So outgoing attention would have to do with what I decide. And I have a goal and I'm going to accomplish that. I want to make this bowl of flowers, this vase of flowers look a certain way. I'm going to put a lot of attention to it and work with that, which is needed sometimes in our life. Of course, we have to drive to the store. We have to take out the trash. There's lots of things that we have to do. So this outgoing attention is very necessary, and it's also the one that is mostly mostly practiced or mostly learned in our world. And then there's the receptive attention, which is to drop back into oneself and allow what is speaking to us, both from the outside and from the inside, to speak. And that's a little less practiced, I think, in our culture. It's somewhat practiced, I guess, in meditation, different types of meditation. In this work, we would drop into a space where we're open to just listening, listening to the sensations in the body, listening to the space that we're in. You know, a lot of our sensations and emotions, even, and feelings don't really have a name. So we tend to put it under a big umbrella. Like we can have an umbrella called pain, and pain can be a sprained ankle, which can be quite painful, or it can be, something less severe. A pain could be just a tummy ache from eating something. That's a pain. And a pain could also be from whacking a hammer into your thumb. So they're very vastly different in terms of intensity, but we call both of them pain. So we don't have very specific words to express the actual feeling that we're feeling. So when we're in receptive attention, we don't have to try and name things, because oftentimes they can't be named, but we just allow ourselves to feel what is. And we allow ourselves to take in the environment without taking our outgoing attention and making something out of it, analyzing it. I know what's going on over there. I know what's going on over there. I know what's going on in here. If we just sit back in a space of not knowing, a lot of times life, which is what we get to feel in receptive attention, life is just informing us and speaking and even transforming us, if we allow that. So receptive attention can be a really powerful thing, because it can shift our frequency. It can shift the way we are meeting ourselves, and it can shift the energy with which we then go out into the world, because however we go out into the world depends on where we're coming from. It's kind of like coming from a certain country. So if you come from China, if you born in China and grew up in China, you're probably going to speak Chinese. If you grew up in Senegal and you were born there and grew up there, you're probably going to speak Senegalese. Same for any country in the world, and all these different languages. So it's kind of the same inside of us. So if we keep nurturing a certain kind of attention, a certain kind of frequency, resonance in ourselves, we're going to kind of speak that language when we go out, and we're going to be more readily able to hear that language. We're going to be able to understand that language so much more clearly. So if we learn to be dissatisfied, let's say, with life, and to be grumpy about things, and to be things are never enough and never good enough, then we're going to be coming from that kind of cultivated attention going out into the world. And we're going to notice that so much more. We're going to notice what's not right. We're going to notice how upside down things are. And we're also going to relate more with people who also match that. So it's kind of like it becomes our language. So yeah, paying attention is a fantastic practice. And just to offer to you, if you haven't noticed receptive attention before, see if you can spend a little time dropping into that. First dropping into the body and listening, and then allowing the environment to arrive in you. And you can do it anywhere. You can do it on the subway, you can do it in the bank line, you can do it out in nature. Of course, you're probably going to hear differently, and maybe at the beginning it's easy to be quieter when you do that. But it's certainly possible anywhere, and can shift us and put us in a whole different state of being. So I'll leave that with you for today. And if you would like more information on online classes or live retreats, please check the information below. And if you don't want to miss an episode of the Ancient Wisdom series, please do subscribe to this channel. Take care, everyone. Aloha.